really fun, exciting collab for you guys. I have a collab with the beautiful Tammy Beauty Tutorials. She is a newer channel to me, and she contacted me a couple of days ago and Facebooked me and said, would you like to do a collaboration with me? And I said I would love to, and we started talking and getting to know each other and getting to know what makeup products we like and what products we have in common. And she is just a total sweetheart, and I highly suggest you guys go and subscribe to her channel. I can't wait to see her look. Of course, I will leave her channel name linked below and the link to her channel. It is Tammy Beauty Tutorials. I know Tammy through Debbie. I know most of my friends on YouTube through Debbie. She just has such a vast such a big group of friends, not vast, big group of friends here on YouTube, and I've gotten to know them myself as well, and they're all just like the sweetest ladies, and I just think that this is going to be a really fun collab to do. So we are both going to be using our Melt MaryJane eyeshadow palettes. Now, she actually told me that she was inspired to get this after she saw my first impressions using this palette. Tammy went ahead and ordered it herself after she watched my video, and I just thought that was so flattering, and that's why like I love doing videos, because if you just influence one person to like make a purchase, not that I'm like trying to influence people to buy things, but like when people actually get something because of you, because you said how much you love a product, like that's just like so flattering to me. I was like, oh my god, like, you know, I don't want to push people to spend their money, but I just thought that was incredibly sweet. So yeah, let's jump into the look. So I went ahead and primed my eyes already with the Marc Jacobs primer, and then I just popped on my lip oil from Colourpop, my clear one, in Dewdrop, and then I just set my eyes with my Wet n Wild powder. So today is a good, relaxing, fun day. Today is 4/20. If you guys don't know what that is, you can just Google it, because it's basically the National Relaxing Day. And also it is Taco Tuesday today. So I am wearing my brand new tacos shirt from Lucky. This is so damn comfortable. This was actually made for men. This is actually a men's t-shirt, but I loved it so much that I just decided to get it for myself. And I wear men's t-shirts from Lucky all the time. So, and honestly, I don't really understand why they didn't make this for women as well, because I feel like guys aren't really gonna wear a shirt like this. Like, it looks so girly, right? Not that there's anything wrong with a guy wearing a shirt like this, but like I was just like, we all assumed it was a women's t-shirt, and then we found out it was a men's one. So sometimes they make a little bit more of like feminine looking clothing for women, for men, and we think that it's a women's product. So it's just really funny. But yeah, I just had to wear it today because it's super casual, and I had to wear it for this video. So let's go ahead and I'm going to stop rambling, and we'll get into the palette. Okay, so I'm going to do a pretty simple look today, not anything too crazy. So I'm just going to go into the shade Gas Bar first, and I'm going to use that as my crease shade. It's a pretty pigmented, like brownish toned matte. It's like a mustardy tone color, and I'm just going to use that in my crease. So I have been watching a couple of Tammy's videos, and she is just so sweet and like kind of soft-spoken, but I really enjoy watching her so far. She's just really chill, really just relaxing to watch. So if you need like a channel where you just want to like kick back and like watch, you know, some easy videos, then you can head on over to her channel. Her makeup style is much more like goth and colorful, and I feel like we're very opposite when it comes to our makeup style, but that doesn't mean that we don't have other things in common. And I honestly love watching people that have, you know, an opposite makeup style to me, because it gives me a lot of inspo on like what looks I want to do, and sometimes it inspires me to, you know, step out of my comfort zone and do more colorful looks, which I have been doing this past spring, and it really has been so much fun to dip back into colorful shades. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good colorful eye. It's just that I mostly wear neutrals for every day because I'm not gonna go in like a blue eye to my boyfriend's house and be like, hey, let's just chill and eat some tacos. So yeah. So I'm just gonna work this shade into my crease a little bit more. It's a bit messy today. I don't know if I want to do a halo eye. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I just feel like the brown in this palette is a little bit too dark. It's gonna be like a pretty dark halo eye, so I might just stick with the like few mattes and just like pop it on my outer corners instead of using it to do a halo eye, because it's a pretty dark brown matte. So anyway, now we're gonna go into the deeper brown, which is called Rubia. And again, I had to use this palette on 420 because it's my MaryJane palette. And now I finally have a palette to use on 420 every year now, because I've been dying to get a cannabis themed palette. And this was finally the one that I was like, yes, I need that. But I am filming a couple of collabs this week. I filmed my Zodiac look yesterday with Justice. You're not going to see this video until like a week after the Zodiac look is up, which I'm planning to put that up tomorrow, which would be, when you're seeing this, it would be like last week already. So yeah, it's a little bit weird to pre-film sometimes because it's like, oh yeah, you're not going to be seeing this until like a week from now. So like it's weird to be like, oh yeah, I'm planning on posting something tomorrow, but you're not going to see it until, you're not going to see this video until next week. Please don't drop the palette, Caitlin. Okay. And then for my outer corners, I'm going to go into the deep brown shade, which is called Sinsemilla. I'm just going to put that on my outer corners. So also, originally, I was probably going to go see one of my friends tomorrow. But then my mom told me, and plus, like, I kind of need a day to kind of chill out myself. I mean, not that me and my boyfriend are really doing much today, but ever since, you know, I've been getting over COVID, I still get very easily tired. Even when I'm just like driving to his house and chilling with him, it still takes a lot of my energy. I know that sounds crazy, but like the COVID just like really impacts your energy, and sometimes you can just get tired. Just doing like simple things like me driving to his house takes a lot of energy for me now. So, I just need a day tomorrow where I need to do and take care of a bunch of stuff. So, and then my mom told me that she's going to make ribs tomorrow, and I was like, hell yes. So now I'm just going to pop on my glitter glue, and then we'll do the lid. So I went ahead and popped on my glitter glue. And now I'm going to use, this is the last shade that I have to test out in the palette. I actually have been wearing this palette all week, so I have tested out all the shimmers except for this one on my lid. So I'm going to go into this really beautiful, bright color, like a really light gold, and I'm going to put that on my lid. Ooh, that one actually sticks pretty well. It sticks way better than the MaryJane shade. I don't know. I've been seeing mixed reviews about this palette. I think that the only shade that I honestly need help applying is the MaryJane shade, which is funny because that's what the palette is named after. And I find that that's probably the hardest shadow to apply onto the lid, because this one goes on pretty pigmented still without a base. I mean, not without it. Without wetting it, I mean, because that's what Mary told me to do. She ended up ordering the palette too. It's so funny. I just think that's hilarious that she ended up being influenced by me to get that palette too. I forgot to say that. I think that she watched my video too, and then she watched like a few swatches and saw a few swatches of the palette, and then she ended up ordering it. So I think I finally influenced her to buy something because she's constantly sending me photos and sending Debbie photos of stuff that makes us buy stuff, and then she goes ahead and buys the palette. So it's been a pretty popular palette recently. It's actually sold out on Sephora for US. So a lot of people have been buying it. So, but there's also a lot of people that just collect melt palettes. It doesn't matter like what the theme is. They're still gonna get every single melt palette. The same thing with Colourpop. They don't really care what it is. So I'm just going to get rid of some of that transfer, and then we'll move on to the face. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned up the fallout. I do have a couple of new products to try with you guys as well today, so I'm going to do those on camera as well. So I'm just going to spray my face with my MAC Pep and Prime and Cucumber. I'm not sure which primer I want to use today. I kind of just want to use my NYX Marshmallow Primer again, because I don't really need to use like a super gripping primer. I mean, usually I do use the Milk Makeup primer, especially when I'm going in with like a higher coverage foundation, which I actually am today, because I picked up a new foundation at Marshall's yesterday, and I kind of really want to try it today. I mean, I don't know. I really just want to go in with my Fenty Beauty Easy Drop today. But I've already worn that a few times last week. So I bought the, I found this at Marshall's yesterday, the Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. I was like, oh damn, I didn't even know they had this. And I was kind of intrigued on trying it. And I think I've seen Max talk about this, which is funny because she influenced me to get the NYX Marshmallow Primer because she talked about how good it was. But I think I'm going to test this guy out today because I really wanted to test it out in a video for you guys. So I think I'm going to try it out. I kind of want to test it out today to see if I want to wear it out possibly on Thursday or Friday. So it comes, the packaging is kind of annoying, to be honest. It's a little bit bulky, but I'm excited to try it out. So this is the Beauty Blender Bounce Liquid Whip Longwear Foundation. I got mine in the shade 1.00C. This was pretty much the lightest shade that I saw at my Marshall, so I'm like, you know what? We are going to try it out. I'm not going to take too much. I think the pump is back here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pump out just like, wow, this takes a while to get out of here. I'm just going to do like that much and see how that goes. That feels really nice, but I can kind of tell this is probably going to be pretty full coverage. So let's not take too much. Kind of want like, not like a crazy amount of coverage on my face because we don't need that today. Oh my God. Wow. That feels really nice though. All right, let's see. I actually was reading, oh wow, that's really nice. I think that's all I need. I was reading the reviews on Sephora, and I got pretty decent reviews. Like some people said it was their holy grail. And they said it starts to feel drying after the first few hours. So I hope that doesn't happen because this actually feels pretty weightless right now. I think that's why it'll be good that if I just put on a light layer, I might not get that dryness. Because I'm sure the people that have been using this, I want to put a little bit more on this side. I kind of want to make it like a buildable coverage. I think most of the people that tested this out obviously probably went for full coverage when they used it, and that might be why it was so dry on them. But this is actually really nice on the skin. It blurs the skin really beautifully, and it's really comfortable. And I'm really enjoying the texture of it. It just feels really nice on the skin. It definitely dries down on my hand as I'm like working it in sections, but again, I just didn't want it to be too crazy, but it actually looks really beautiful. Wow, I'm impressed. It feels amazing on the skin. Like, this is, I can say, one of the only foundations that has this much coverage that feels absolutely weightless. So that's already a huge plus for me. Wow, that is beautiful. I really love this. It looks great. I mean, this foundation got a lot of flack when it first came out because of the really pitiful shade range, but some people, even though they had darker complexion, still gave this foundation a chance. And I saw like the Fancy Face said that she still really liked it, so I was like, you know what, I'm kind of intrigued. It looks so good. Like, it covered everything, but it still looks like skin-like, and maybe that's just because I didn't put on too much, but I think it looks incredible on the skin so far. Wow, let me not pump it that way. Okay, I just need a tiny bit more for my neck. I'm just gonna bring it down. If it wasn't a freaking mess doing that. That looks amazing. It looks so skin-like. Like, I'm really impressed. Okay, so far, that looks stunning. Let me look at it close up. I mean, it looks like my skin, and I'm really, really impressed with that. I can feel it a little bit though, but honestly, it's nothing too crazy, but I feel like it just meshes in and blends in with my skin so beautifully. I am so impressed with this foundation. Okay, we sleep in on this foundation because it is stunning. It actually wasn't too full coverage at all. It looks so freaking good. Oh my god, I'm so impressed. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to use my newest concealer as well, which is my Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer in the shade Mallow, and I'm just going to apply that. I really loved how this concealer blended out yesterday. I just think it's such an easy concealer to use, and it just blends seamlessly into the skin. So how are you guys doing as I stare at myself to do my makeup? Because sometimes I just get in the zone. But I hope everybody's doing okay. I really am so impressed with this foundation. Let me know if you've tried it and what are your thoughts. I would love to know. But so far, I'm really loving it. And again, I think it looks so skin-like to be a full coverage foundation, but maybe, like I said, I went in for more buildable coverage. I feel like I could get away with this wearing it on an everyday basis as well. So now I'm just going to go ahead and conceal under my eyes. It's so crazy, like, I never used to have, like, this much discoloration and like bags underneath my eyes. I've been sleeping pretty good the past couple of days, but usually when I say that, I always jinx myself. But I've just noticed that I've had, you know, bigger bags underneath my eyes, kind of like some discoloration and even some redness like right here. So honestly, like, concealer has been like my favorite step in my makeup right now because it's just so satisfying to see that area, you know, be balanced out and covered with a really beautiful concealer. It just always satisfies me. This is like the most satisfying part of my makeup is my concealer because I really have just been hating how my under eyes look lately. And also, I've been using eye creams a lot. Like, I've been doing eye cream day and night now for the past like couple of months, and I just feel like since, you know, since COVID and since I haven't been sleeping that great, it's just, I mean, it's because I haven't been sleeping great, but I was kind of getting these bags when I had like the worst symptoms of COVID a couple weeks back. And I just feel like they haven't really went away, but it's also due to me like not sleeping well. So, okay, so I do have a new setting powder to try today because I also picked this up at Marshall's. So I've actually been hearing pretty good things about this powder. I mean, this is not a new powder, but I kind of wanted to get a couple of new powders because I actually just decluttered 2 loose powders that are kind of old. So I picked this one up, and I also ordered another one from the Sephora sale. So I picked up the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. I'm just going to apply it because I don't want my concealer to be sitting for too long. And I'm really, really intrigued to try this because I thought it was supposed to be like kind of like a wet powder, but it's kind of like very, very dry. I thought it was going to be like, you know, really, really dry like kind of like a wet feeling underneath my eyes. And then it was going to like dry down, but I guess not. So I'm just going to apply it because it feels pretty dry. I think this is the lightest shade, or it might just be like translucent, but it looks pretty good. I'm trying to test out a couple of other powders now because I feel like, I don't know if it's my powder that I've been using or just like the concealers I've been using, because like every concealer that I use now has been creasing like pretty badly underneath my eyes when I'm done finishing my makeup. Like I can notice that my concealer is creasing pretty bad. Okay, I definitely feel the foundation on my face a little bit more now. I didn't really feel it as much initially when I first applied it. I'm just going to set my face a little bit with my Wet n Wild powder, and then I'm going to give my face a good spray just so we can get some hydration going on. I'm just going to use my Flower Beauty spray, and then we're going to go back into the lower lash line. So hopefully this powder, it looks really, really pretty. And yeah, it doesn't say a shade name. Also, this only lasts 6 months, which is a little bit annoying, but I think I'm going to be using this powder a ton along with the new powder that I'm getting soon. But it feels really nice underneath the eyes, but it does feel, again, a little bit drying. But we'll see how it holds up underneath my eyes. I can already see that my concealer is creasing, and I don't think that that's the powder. I just think that that's the concealer, because I don't know, I just have been finding that most of my concealers are settling so much into my fine lines underneath my eyes lately, and I already see that this concealer is creasing. So I don't know if I need to put on a little bit more. But, you know, they also say that using an eye cream is a good way to help your under eyes not crease when you put concealer on. So I don't really get why I'm having so many problems. But whatever. I guess it's just unfortunately what comes with being old, so... there is a seal on this, but the powder pretty much came like this, so I don't want to break the seal off or take the seal off until I use that powder that's on top, because if I take it off, I'll just be wasting that powder. Okay, so now we're going to jump back into the palette, and I'm just going to take, I think I'm going to take the shade Rubia and put that underneath my eyes. I kind of want to use a little bit of the deeper shade because I haven't used this other shade on my waterline yet. I've mostly been using the lighter shade, but I kind of want a little bit more color on my lower lash line today. So I'm just going to take this one. Not too much though. I am getting that smell from this palette again. It's a little bit weird. Like the same smell as the Waiting Room palette. I don't know if you guys have that palette and have, you know, had like a weird smell when you use it. I can't really describe the smell. It's just like not a pleasant one. It kind of, again, smells like old. Okay, and then for the inner corners, I'm going to take the other lightest shade, which of course we have to use this shade today too. I mean, hello. We're going to use the shade MaryJane, which is like the goldish color. I'm just going to wipe off my brush a little bit more. I'm just going to pop that on. I find that once you break through the top layer of these, they apply pretty nicely. They are kind of piecey. Okay, I'm just going to spray that. I'll just do it off camera. Okay, and then for the waterline, I think you guys know what eyeliner I'm going to use. I've been using this eyeliner like almost every day, and this is the Marc Jacobs Brown Liner in the shade Earthquake. I'm just going to pop that on my waterline. Freaking love this eyeliner. It's just like the perfect brown shade. So me and my family finished Far Escape. I forgot that I have not updated you guys on what shows I'm watching, so let me do that. I'm just going to pop on some lash primer real quick. So I don't have a new mascara to use, but I've just been rotating most of the newer mascaras that I've gotten over the past month. So I'm just going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High mascara. Sky High because we smoke a MaryJane today, so I'm just going to pop that on. So, what was I going to say? So yeah, me and my family finished Far Escape like last week. So now we're going back to finishing West Wing. We also started watching that again like around like fall of last year, and we're on like the 5th season. But we stopped watching it to rewatch Far Escape, and we got through the entire series again. And it's like our most watched series together besides like Hercules. We used to watch Hercules like so much, but now I just told my mom like a month or two ago that I just really wanted to rewatch Far Escape, and we just ended up watching the entire series again. And it's just so freaking good. Okay, and then for bronzer, I do want to go into like a cooler tone bronzer today just because we're kind of having like a cool tone smoky eye going on for some smoke sessions today. So I want to go into my Colourpop Private Party bronzer. I haven't used this in a while. I've been using my Ilia one, my Gucci one that I just haven't used this one in a while. I've even been using my Wet n Wild one more. But this one is such a perfect like cool tone bronzer because it's not like ashy on the skin, and it still like gives you like a little bit of warmth to your face, even though it is more of a cooler tone bronzer, but it doesn't make your skin look ashy or flat if you're pale. It just has like such a pretty neutral undertone to it. So always love this bronzer. Not just because it's Colourpop. This is the only bronzer from Colourpop that I have, but it's a solid one. It's really good. I mean, you guys know I love Colourpop's powder products. I just want to put on a tiny bit more. I kind of want some color today, so. Okay, so that's good for that. And then for my blush, I actually do have a new blush to test out. I ended up picking up another one of the Melt Cream blushes during the Sephora sale, and I picked up the shade Lynx. This is actually the shade that Mary picked up, and for some reason I just thought it was going to be so super shimmery. I mean, it looked super shimmery online, but then when I saw it in the store, I was like, oh, it's actually like, it's really not that shimmery at all. I mean, even though There are shimmer finish ones, and then there are matte finish ones, which is the other color that I picked up, which was like that peachy one called Sandy Cheeks. This is one of the shimmer ones. The Sandy Cheeks one is a matte one. So I'm just going to take my stippling brush first, kind of work in the product, and then blend it out with the sponge, which is how I've been applying the other one. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. I'm just going to use circular motions. I feel like this one is not as pigmented as the other one. Let's go ahead and apply some more. And I'm just going to, again, blend it out. I honestly don't know why I picked up another shade, because I wasn't too crazy about the other one that I got. But then I was like, oh, this is a really pretty, like, everyday shade. But I definitely feel like this one is not as pigmented. So I feel like I can put on a little bit more on the brush and it won't be like too crazy. And I'm just gonna blend it out again with the Beauty Blender. It's pretty, but again, I probably need to stop setting my face and actually try it out without setting my face, because I keep on doing that. But I like this one because it's more buildable and it's not as hard to blend out, because I feel like the other one's very pigmented. I feel like this one's a little bit softer. So that does look pretty. But I always feel like every time I put these on, they do emphasize my texture. So just keep that in mind. What is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, and then I do have 2 new highlighters, because I went to Marshall's yesterday and picked up the Beauty Blender foundation and also the what else did we try out? Why can't I remember what else? And I picked up 2 highlighters, and I could have sworn I picked up another product, but I can't remember which other one. Oh yeah, the powder, Adoy. But I do want to test out this highlighter today. I don't know if it's going to be too glittery. I don't know if we should go with the other one that I picked up. So I did pick up one from e.l.f. and one from Pretty Vulgar. Maybe I'm going to use this one, because like I just have such a vibe with this packaging right now, since I'm wearing an orange shirt and this is an orange compact. So I'm just like kind of feeling it. Hopefully I can open it up. So it's like this, I think that this came out with the Retro Paradise collection. So this is the e.l.f., what is it called? Multi-dimensional face and body shimmer in the shade Luna. Oh my god, so pretty. I just love the shade name because my dog, of course, is named Luna, so that makes me so happy. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Again, I don't know how shimmery this is going to be. So I'm just going to take a little bit and we'll start. Oh my god, that's really pretty. e.l.f. really does impress me, I swear. I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be so glittery, but that's actually stunning. Oh, that's such a pretty color. I'm going to take just a tiny bit more and pop it like up here. I'm trying to bring like my highlight higher now, because sometimes it just ends up being like a huge like thick glow, like where my cheekbone is, and it kind of just like sits there, and it's kind of like just way too much glitter and way too much highlight there. So I'm trying to bring it up more. I mean, that's how you're supposed to apply highlight. So I'm gonna try to bring it back a bit upwards. I would try to bring it back a bit upwards now. So let's see. That's actually really pretty and way more subtle than I thought it was going to be, but it's like really stunning. So, and it actually has like a shimmery white gold color. I thought it was going to be really, really white, but it actually goes really good with this look. Oh my god, it's actually really pretty. Wowza! I'm such a dork. Okay, that's actually really beautiful. I think I'm going to spray it just a tiny bit. I'm not going to take too much more because it's actually pretty pigmented. And I'm just going to spray my brush just to get it to just be a little bit smoother. And I'm just going to take it very lightly. I love this brush for every highlighter now. I just freaking love it. Yeah, that's really pretty. Okay. I really like that. Okay. And now all we have left is lips. If I could speak, all we have left is lips. So yeah, that's really pretty. But I'm not really watching too many shows myself. I'm just keeping up with This Is Us with my mom. I really haven't had too much time to watch too many things. Okay, so I went ahead and applied the Colourpop one when I wanted to use the Flower Beauty spray today. All right, so we're living that life, Caitlin, of wearing 2 different setting sprays, which I usually never do that. So, I mean, people spray MAC Prep and Prime a lot on their face, and then they go in with like a setting spray after that. So I don't think it's going to be too terrible, but I did want to use the Flower Beauty spray. So now I'm a little bit annoyed with myself, of course. So now I'm just going to brush through my brows with my spoolie, and then I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. Wow Brow as per usual. I just hope you guys could see my taco shirt. So yeah, I haven't really been watching any series by myself because I'm still watching a few series with my boyfriend. We're still watching Frasier. We're on season 9 now, and we also started King of the Hill. He has seen King of the Hill before, but I've never watched it, and I am so into it. I think it's so hilarious. He told me it was like the funniest cartoon ever besides like Futurama. And I love Futurama, but King of the Hill is like in its own league. It is so damn funny. So we've been watching both of those, and then I'm just keeping up with This Is Us with my mom. And that's pretty much it. And then I'm watching West Wing with them. And those are the shows that I've been watching right now. So not too many. But if you guys have any recommendations on a show that I should watch, I do want to finish rewatching Better Call Saul, because I did rewatch Breaking Bad like a couple of months back. Let's stop rambling and put on my lippy. So we're going to use the... Of course, we have to go in with a cannabis-themed lippy as well. And I wear these every 420. So I did pick up this shade recently from Marshall's. I don't know if I've actually even worn this one. I'm not sure if I've worn this out at all. I know I haven't used it on camera, so we're going to use it today. So this is the Lime Crime Lip Blaze Butter and Glaze in the shade Fern. And it's this really beautiful, like, honey toned brown shade. I mean, I really like these. I'm not even sure if I've used this shade. I might have used it once, but just haven't used it since then. So I was like, I need to use this today. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it just straight up, no lip liner. The applicator is like tickling my lips. Oh, it's such a pretty color. I might have used this once for work. I'm not even sure. My brain is just so forgetful now since I've had COVID. It's like really hard for me to remember certain things. I mean, I was already like kind of blanking on what shades I've used in a palette like a couple months back with my Glam Light palettes. Like I couldn't remember which shade I tried out in like the chocolate, in the chocolate donut palette when I was testing it out. But usually I remember if I test out a lippy or not. So this, I just know it's due to, you know, being forgetful because of COVID. Oh, they're just so super creamy and pretty. I don't know why, like, these didn't really get that much hype. I mean, again, like, a lot of people, like, don't love Lime Crime still. But I just thought that these were, like, the last good lip products that they came out with. And then, like, since then, I really haven't been too crazy about them. And they used to be my favorites. I'm just going to finish applying it off camera. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. So here are the eyes. Really pretty. The cheeks. And the lips. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with mostly everything I tried today. I mean, you guys know I love the MaryJane palette. I actually just finished testing out all of the colors today, and I have to say I really like it. Really solid palette. I mean, I didn't really expect anything less from Melt. I love their eyeshadow palettes, and I think that this is going to be such a good pairing palette and like companion palette. Not really, just like a good companion to my Rust palette. I feel like I have a lot of good options to work with from Melt now for neutral tone looks. You guys know I love neutral themed palettes, and I just thought that this palette was perfect, and I'm just so happy I could wear it today. Of course. And then as far as the foundation goes, I actually really like it. So far, I think that it looks beautiful on the skin. I think that even though it is a full coverage foundation, I do think that it covered beautifully and didn't really like give like a mask like appearance. I think that it still made my skin look very natural, but it did cover everything. I think it looks stunning on camera. And I just think it's a really nice foundation so far. It is settling into my pores around my nose, but a lot of my foundations do that, and it could be the concealer, not the foundation, so we'll see. But overall, I really like how it looks on my skin. It is kind of emphasizing my Asian lines in my forehead, but I've been kind of having that a lot lately because, again, just getting older. And yeah, I really like it. The Ilia concealer I'm going to go more into in my Sephora video, but I do like it again so far. And then as far as the Melt Blush Melt Blush goes, I actually think I prefer this one over the other one that I tried, but I did put quite a bit of this color on, and I already feel like it's just super sheer. I kind of still expected this to be a little bit more pigmented, and that's what I was hoping that these blushes were going to be for me, because a lot of people were hyping them up, and I just still feel like they're very sheer. Not that there's anything wrong with that. They look very pretty on the skin, but I just feel like I have to build up the color a lot in order to get color payoff, which I don't really have to do that with my Tower 28 blush or my Kaja blush, and I still prefer those over these, but these are pretty, so I do like it. For someone that wants like more of a sheer tone blush, it is really nice. As far as the Becca Hydra Mist powder goes, I really like it. It's very lightweight underneath the eyes, and it feels really nice. As far as setting my concealer, I think that my under eyes look better than yesterday, but my under eyes are still creasing. I just think that's due to, you know, COVID and everything, and I'm not really sure. I'm going to test out other concealers, but with different powders, and see how it goes. But I'm mostly going to be using the Ilia concealer most of this week, but I'll see how this goes with other concealers. I do like it, so we'll see how it performs with other concealers before I make a decision. I love the e.l.f. highlighter. I think that this is beautiful. The multi-dimensional face and body shimmer in Luna. It's gorgeous. I think it looks really pretty on the skin. I might even like this even more than the Urban Decay one that I just got. I think that the sparkles in this one are finer, and I just really like the color. It's very similar to that crystal highlighter. It's like kind of a similar shade. It might be a dupe. I might have to see if they're dupes. I know that the Urban Decay one is a little bit more duochromy. This one's a little bit more just straight up like gold. it's really pretty. I like it a lot. And then, of course, the lippy. You guys know I love these Slime Crime lip glazes, so I just think that this was perfect to go with this look. And yeah, we are just gonna relax today. So yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry if I'm like pausing and like trying to think how to form my sentences. It's been very, very hard for me to word things properly lately just due to COVID and me having ADD in general. I just feel like the COVID has really exaggerated it and it's kind of affecting me a lot. So I feel like it's going to take a while for me to get back on track and back on my feet still. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please go and subscribe to Tammy Beauty Tutorials. I will leave her channel linked below and go check out her gorgeous look. I cannot wait to see her look. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And this is the first time that she's going to be trying Melt Cosmetics out. And I told her, like, you won't be disappointed. Their eyeshadows are amazing. And I can't wait to see her look. And I'm kind of excited for her to do, like, kind of a little bit more of a neutral smoky eye since again, she does a lot of colorful looks. So yeah, I'm really excited to check out her video. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram. It's TBW819. And yeah, that's it. Bye. Happy 420. Bye.